So let's just begin with settling our body on our seat, feeling the floor, feeling our weight, which is caused by gravity, and therefore connects us to the earth. If you think about people in a spaceship, they start floating around, but we don't, because we are earthbound creatures. And the earth, working with the sun, and the presence of the elements of water and air and so forth, has brought about all life on the planet, which includes one's own body. So bring your consciousness inside your body, aware that it's created by the earth. And fed and watered through the earth. So we're totally dependent, we could say interdependent with the earth. We're children of Mother Earth. And surrounding the earth is the atmosphere, which we're breathing right now. And it contains just the right amount of oxygen to sustain us. And as you go up and up, the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner until it becomes what we call space. And somehow we're connected with space as well as Earth. Somehow when we're upright, our heads are reaching to space and our feet are holding us on the earth. And we embody both of these. And with the sunshine being quite strong at the moment, and certainly in the UK, we can connect with the sun, which is an agent of all life on Earth. And the source of the warmth that our bodies need. So as you sit here, be your body breathing. You can sense this in particular locations like your nostrils, your windpipe, your chest, your diaphragm. But also, you can have the experience of being your whole body breathing. Because of course the oxygen goes into your bloodstream. It is pumped around your whole body by your heart. So there's a whole system taking in the breath and releasing what we don't need. So for this meditation, just be that system. Be aware of being that system. There's a way of meditating where I think it's imagination, I don't think it actually happens, but you feel that you're breathing through all the pores of your skin, of your whole body, in and out through the pores. I think there's something in this at the level of subtle energy. I think the actual breath doesn't come that way, but if you meditate that you're breathing in and out through the pores all over your body, it's quite interesting. Try it. So the breath that comes through our nostrils, we could call the gross breath, the coarse breath. It's the air that we take in from the atmosphere. But then we can talk about a subtle energy or breath. And there's a kind of field of this subtle energy all around our body. At the level of subtle energy, our body doesn't really stop at our skin. So continue to feel that you're the whole body breathing, and gradually make your breath lighter and lighter. And as you do so, become increasingly aware of this field of subtle energy in all directions around your body, and within it, of course. There is still breathing, but it's more minimal because we're not moving. We don't need loads of oxygen. So you can breathe very lightly, connecting with the field of subtle energy which pervades our body and extends beyond it. And this is a very simple method for making our mind more peaceful. Even we could say more blissful because of the subtlety of the energy. Maintain mindfulness. Absorbing with this peaceful, blissful awareness. And gradually one enters into a very still space. There's barely any breathing. There is radiance. Softness. There's still the body sitting here, but our experience of it is much more subtle. And somehow not limited to the area within our skin. Just as the sun is not limited to its orb. Okay, so keep your mind very gentle while you have a little 1-minute break to stretch and change posture, whatever you need to do. Sip. Okay, so should we gradually come back to meditation posture? And again, bring your mind within your body. And I don't just mean the head. I'm probably more interested in us bringing our mind within the main part of our body, our chest and our diaphragm. Sometimes call it the heart space. Meditate from there. And We're going to continue from last week, but in a new way. We're going to look at different kinds of love. As we all know, the word love covers a lot of different things. They do have something in common. Maybe we'll come to that eventually. So we begin with what's sometimes called altruistic love. So from within your heart space, altruistic love is love that doesn't want anything for oneself. You can feel it for your own child, for instance. Or anybody that you care for. Including animals, like pets. Or you can feel it for the whole of humanity, or the whole of life on earth. So settle your awareness in your heart space and allow altruistic love to grow within you. Remember, it's not looking for anything in return. You can recall times when you've experienced this feeling in relation to particular people or groups. Just bring them into your heart space now. It can be experienced on quite a spectrum of what we might call volume. It can be very gentle, very soft, but at times it can become more intense and even overwhelming. It doesn't in itself impose itself on anyone. It's an experience that we feel within. Of course, it can lead us to do or say certain things. And it arises pretty spontaneously. Like we could be looking at someone and it just pops up. Okay, we'll just park that. We might come back to it. But now we're going to explore another kind of love, which I'm going to call desirous love. And desirous means that this kind of love has an aspect of wanting. In general, we could say we're probably more likely to be stirred up by desirous love than altruistic love. But it's not necessarily so. It can make our heart pump more quickly because the energies within our heart space start to move with more energy, more power. The word passion comes to mind. It can be, but it's not necessarily romantic or sexual. So for the meditation, just be within your heart space, experiencing this feeling of desirous love. Just feeling it within, not reaching out too strongly, just savor it. Give it room. It needn't be specific. The phrase love of life comes to mind. But again, there is quite a spectrum of what I called volume on this one too. At the softer end, it's strong, warm feeling. Within one's heart space. And at the stronger or louder end of the spectrum, it can even become quite desperate and also quite possessive of whatever object it takes to mind, or person, or people. So for the last part of this meditation, let's explore whether there is any meeting point or even overlap between these two kinds of love, altruistic love and desirous love. Remember, altruistic love doesn't want anything for oneself. It simply cares in a loving way. Whereas desirous love does have an element of wanting. That's the meaning of desire. And each of these has its own kind of energy that we can feel within our heart space. We've just meditated on each of them separately. So finally, just check. Is it possible to have a blend of these two in any way? Can they work together? Don't think about it too much. Thought can get in the way. Just see what it feels like within your heart space when these two are both present in relation to people, person, a group of people, even everyone. Absorb your mind with this experience. Savor it.